Hello students, how are you all? Hope you all are keeping fine, making best use of your time. Yes, today I am again with one new story for you. It's one of your two stories about flying. And let me introduce myself. I am Rani Kumari, TGT English from KB Maligaon, Guwahati region. So children, before I start the story of, I would like to make you imagine. Everyone must have seen in your life a baby taking his first step, haven't you? You all must have seen how a small baby of 9 months, or maybe after an year, he starts to stand holding on the things. Then he tries to leave those things and stand straight. And slowly he starts to move his first leg and then the second one and then step after step. Yes, this is the way a baby starts to move forward, and the whole family is trying to make it learn how to walk, isn't it? So just that case you can just imagine to better understand this lesson of a seagull. So all of you know what is a seagull? You can see this is a sea bird, and it is a story of a young seagull who is very afraid of flying. So we can just start our lesson over here. The name of your lesson is His First Flight. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. His two brothers and sisters had already flown away the day before. So now just imagine that on a ledge. What is a ledge? A narrow horizontal self projecting from a wall or a cliff. So over here it is a mountain cliff. Mountain cliff is a projection on the mountain. On top of the mountain there is a projection. So that is at a very height, and it is very sharp. So on one cliff, the seagull, the baby seagull is standing, and on the just beside it there is another cliff on which his parents and other brothers and sisters have already gone. They have already gone yesterday itself, the day before itself, and the other brothers and sisters were of his age, but they were able to fly. But he was very afraid of flying, so he was left alone by his parents so that he could realize that he will have to take his first flight so that he could fly freely in the sky. So children, over here we get the lesson that to succeed, to achieve our goal, we have to take our first step. Our first step is the step towards our success, and that we will have to take courage, though it may be very challenging, but we should take the first step, and then the way towards your success becomes very easier. So over here this seagull is also very afraid, and he tries to move forward, and then he comes back. He is not able to pick up courage so that he could fly. And his mother and brothers and sisters, they are trying to make him fly, calling him, even threatening him that if he does not fly, he will starve on the ledge without any food, and he will die over there. So they were even threatening him so that he could just get confident and start flying. So upbraiding means scolding. That was 24 hours ago. So it was already past. It has already passed 24. One day has already gone by. Since then, nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sisters. So what did he see? The whole day, his mother and father both were teaching their other children how to fly, how to dive, and all other tactics of flying. But this poor young seagull was not able to fly. He was not able to have that courage. And he could see his brother that he could even dive and catch a fish for himself and devour it. Devour is to eat it. Skim means to move lightly just above a surface. And herring is a soft finned sea fish. So herring is a type of sea fish. So he could see the whole family, how they passed their whole time in learning how to fly. Now the sun was now ascending the sky, ascending and descending. Ascending is going up, descending means going down. So moving up. Day was a very hot one, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. So it was mid afternoon and he was feeling very hot because he was already very hungry, and the scorching heat made him even more hunger. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, then the other. So he was trying to make himself sleep because he did not want to fly. So he was trying to show as if that he had already fell asleep. But he was not sleeping because he was very hungry. How could he sleep? Isn't it? Sometimes you also even go to bed without eating and you are not able to sleep because of that. And ultimately you have to take your food. So we should never say no to food. We should always eat and then sleep. So in this way it was not able to fly, and so it did not get anything to eat, and he was just lying alone on the cliff. Still they took no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. His father was preening the feathers. Preening means making an effort to maintain feathers. So when you just make it orderly, all the feathers, that is preening. So the family members, the brother, sister, and the father, they were sewing as if they did not care about that seagull, young seagull, and they were busy in their work. They after a long diving and flying, the children, they were sleeping, and father, he was trying to make his feathers in a proper order. But who was the most concerned one, who was feeling very bad? Obviously the mother. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. Now and again she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet, and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. So she was just sewing that fish, one fish in her bill, so that he could have some motivation. So after seeing that sea fish in the beak of his mother, he was very much maddened by the sight of that food, and he could not keep himself. Ga, 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 he cried, begging him to bring him some food. Gau kolas, she screamed as if to say, you please fly and come this side. So wet is to sharpen. When you sharpen the beak on the rock, that is wet, and derisively is in a manner showing someone that she is stupid. She or he is stupid. So now he was very happy that his mother had flown away with a fish and coming towards him. So he thought that mother would be giving him that fish. But his mother was very clever. She was not going to give him that fish. She just showed him so that he could grasp that fish from her mouth by flying, not just by sitting on that cliff. When she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless. So he was in the air, she became motionless, and she did not let the fish go from her beak. The piece of fish in her beak, almost within reach of his beak. And the baby bird was also very close, and the mother was also very close, but he could not snatch it. He will have to use his wings, and he was so much maddened by the sight of that fish. With a loud scream, he fell outwards. He was just standing on the cliff on the edge, and he threw his wings apart, and he was falling down now. And the next moment, he felt his wings spread outwards. This is the way his flight started. Now he was able to fly, and the joy could be seen in the ga 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 or cow alha, all this loud noise of all the parents, children, the young seagull. They were all celebrating his first flight. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly, and commended himself to dive and soar and curve, shrieking shrilly. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it. So he was over the sea and flying, and his parents and his brothers and sisters had landed on this green. Calling shrilly, he dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. His legs sank into it. He screamed with fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings, but he was tired and weak with hunger, and he could not rise. So now what had happened? He he landed on the sea, but on the sea, what happened? He did not know how to make himself balanced, and so he started getting down because he was already very much exhausted by the whole day. He had not taken his food, and he was feeling very hungry as well. And his feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched it, and he sank no further. So when his belly came into the touch of the sea, he did not go any further. He did not move down. He was able to keep himself balanced on the sea. He was floating on it, and around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scrapes of dogfish. So the whole family was rejoicing. They were celebrating his first flight. So I hope, children, you all have understood the lesson, and you will be able to do all the question answers that follow. We'll just discuss the questions over here. Your first question is, why was the young seagull afraid to fly? Do you think all young birds are afraid to make their first flight, or are some birds more timid than others? Do you think a human baby always finds it a challenge to take his first step? So this is a question thrown on you. Why was the young seagull afraid to fly? So what do you think? Why was the seagull afraid to fly? The young seagull was afraid to fly because it was its first flight. It had never flown before, so it was very frightened. It is well known fact that doing something for the first time is challenging. Therefore, all young birds must be afraid. So, according to you, what do you think? The writer had asked you your opinion. So, according to you, you can say that all birds must be afraid to make their first flight. Similarly, a human baby would also find it a challenge to take its first step, isn't it? Okay, so move on to the second question. The sight of the food maddened him. What does this suggest? What compelled the young seagull to finally fly? So the sight of it maddened him means what? The young seagull was very hungry. It was feeling like eating anything, with whatever he could get. It was his hunger that ultimately compelled it to fly. The sight of, so now we can move on to your third question. They were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. Why did the seagull's father and mother threaten him and cajole him to fly? So they threatened him. Why? The young seagull was afraid to fly. It was not able to fly. So even when it saw its brothers and sisters flying and its parents helping and teaching them, it could not gather enough courage to make that first flight. That is why his father and mother were calling him shrilly and scolding him. And they knew that out of hunger only he will be able to fly. So they threatened him. They did so because they wanted it to leave his fear behind and learn how to fly. So this is your answer, children. We have some more questions. Have you ever had a similar experience when your parents encouraged you to do something that you were too scared to try? Discuss in pairs or groups. Yes, this is a answer which you can try yourself. You can write about your own experience. The first time now walking in experience you must not remember, might not remember, but many other things which you have learned in your senses, like riding a bicycle. All of you, I think you have learned it, and the first time when you started riding this bicycle, you must have fallen down, or your parents must have encouraged you how to ride that bicycle, how to make balance. So all these experience you can share in this answer of yours. Next question is, in the case of a bird flying, it seems a natural act and a foregone conclusion that it should succeed. In the examples you have given in the answer to the previous question, was your success guaranteed, or was it important for you to try regardless of a possibility of failure? So now, as far as we think about birds, we cannot think a bird which cannot fly. Obviously, if it has got wings and it belongs to a flying category of birds, it will be able to fly. But when you started to learn bicycle or anything else, was it guaranteed? Can every child learn by cycling or ride a horse maybe? Can everyone do that? No, there are many things which we cannot do that. It's not guaranteed. Until and unless we accept the challenge, we take our first step, we cannot learn anything. So you can discuss this answer as well. So by this we come to the end of the chapter. I think you have understood the chapter well, and now you will be able to write your answers properly and learn them in a good way. Thank you, children.